Hello everyone, welcome back. Carmine from New York here, teaching photography to everyone that wants to learn or just be entertained. It doesn't matter. What does matter is if you would please hit this red square you see on your screen. Just tap it, you'll be subscribed to my channel and you'll see all my past videos and all the future videos that will come out. Thumbs up, please, if you wouldn't mind. Comment below. And please email me any photography question you have. I'm a photographer for over 50 years as a working photojournalist. Ask me any question you want, photography related. Not like somebody emailed me and was a little snarky and said, what do you like on your pizza? Not those kinds of questions. This isn't the 8th grade. Okay, guys, let's jump into this episode. One of the things that I have come across over the years is something that I like to call photo block. Photo block or photographer's block or creativity block, it's all the same thing. It's when you just cannot think of a thing to photograph. I have my notes. As you know, I love to have notes so we all stay on track. Creativity block. It's a real thing. When you have a camera, right, whether it's a Olympus digital camera, right, or whether your camera is a 35 millimeter film camera, or whether your camera is a behemoth 120 film size medium format film camera, or this is 2022, whether your camera is a cell phone camera, it doesn't matter. These are very important tools in photography. All right, so being creative has nothing to do with your camera. It has to do with the 12 inches that are behind the camera's viewfinder. It has to do with you. So what it really is creativity block, photo block, photographer's block. It's the fear of taking an imperfect photograph. This is going to prevent you from taking even one more photograph because you want it to be perfect. If it wasn't for imperfect photographs, nobody would be a photographer because that's how you learn, right? Shutter speed, aperture, background, bokeh, how to use a tripod, what focal length lens to use, etc., etc. You have to make mistakes. In fact, if you don't make 90% when you start out, 90% of your shots are all screwed up, you'll never learn. Eventually, after 50 years, you hope you knock that 90% down quite a bit. But I still make errors. Okay. Now, the only true way to perfect your photography, right, to break out of that photo block, photographer's block, is to actually create. It's to actually take a photograph. It's the only way to break out of it. Okay, I'm going to continue now. I put some work into this because I wanted to nail it. I wanted to get across photography block, photo block, creativity block. It's a real thing. And sure, you can have a photo channel like this and just talk about gear and cameras and lighting, but you have to talk about the person. You have to talk about their brain. Okay. Photographer's block, right? Creativity block is when you feel overwhelmed and you can't think of a new photograph to take. Sometimes photography block lasted me a few hours or a few days. How do I break it? You have to break the cycle. You just can't hold the camera and it'll come to you that way. No, this is the surefire way to stop, to break the cycle of being in a creativity block. You have to do something completely different. You have to do something that's not related to photography at all. For example, what do? Many of you know we get interrupted here by my two absolutely beautiful dogs. They interrupt us all the time by barking. Anytime somebody walks anywhere near this home, they go nuts because they're very protective of the family. So, what do? To break photo block, put down my gear, I go downstairs and I give them a bath. I give two dogs a bath. If you've ever given a dog a bath, try doing it with two dogs. And then there's the whole process of drying them with hair dryers and brushing them. And then I brush their teeth. That's another whole thing. So this is about 2 hours worth of work. Talk about something completely different than photography, right? So after I do that, now if they don't need a bath, right, or it's too cold, you don't want to give a dog a bath if it's too cold. I'll read something that's completely different, right? What I like to read is about what's happening over in Ukraine. Okay, I like reading. I like to be up to date on what's happening over there because it does, as you know, it affects everyone on the planet. Okay, so eventually photo block disappears and you start to get those like, I wonder what I can do, right? I wonder what different things I can do. So I have developed a way of my own, which I want you to do. I give this information to you guys, these little helpful hints. I do photographs which are in the house. For example, I'm going to show you photographs of macro photography of items from around the house. We'll look at them now. And also, you don't have to go far to take photographs, right? To get those juices flowing. Like, you don't have to have a macro lens, by the way. You can have your regular lens with close-up filters. I just happen to have a set here. This set is for a lens, any lens that takes a 49 Velcro, that takes a 49 millimeter filter, right? What are these? These are screw-on filters. They're called magnification or close-up filters. I'll put this in front of the lens, right? They're close-up filters, and they range from +1, +4, +10, +2, right? And you can stack them. And you just screw it in front of your lens, and you now have a macro lens without going with that extra expense. These sets, by the way, this one's made by Vivitar, Series 1, talking about $12 for 4 filters. And how are they? They're great. So after I photographed a few things around the house, right? Simple things. It's amazing how once you get started, right? You add little lights. Like I have these, if I can reach it, right? I have these little LED lights, right? Keep 1 or 2 of these around your house. Right, let me see if I could turn it on. Right? I have these around the house. So they're battery powered, right? I don't want to blind you guys, right? They're battery powered. And you have the camera in one hand and you have your lighting in another hand. And you can go around different ways, shut all the lights off in the room, right? And just use this kind of lighting for some dramatic effects. Okay, we'll shut that off. This one, by the way, this is not a paid sponsorship. Litra, Litra. That's the brand of this one. So that's that. Then you want to break out of this photo block, right? This is what we're talking about. So I might just step outside here in the city, right? You might say to yourself, oh, I photographed so many times the same blocks and towns and parts of the city. Back again, macro, a leaf, right? We'll take a look at those photographs right now. Then, when you kind of say to yourself, okay, I'm breaking out, I think I'm breaking out of my photo block. I get it now. Juices are flowing. And it's amazing how one thing leads to another. One minute you're taking photographs of spoons or dead flowers, and that leads to, hey, let me take a walk in the park. Maybe there's some other things I could take a photograph of, right? So then if I need something else to get out of photo block, I might say, okay, for the next week, I'm only going to take high contrast black and white photos like these. Black and white photos in high contrast is great. Now, you might have to work on them in post, right, to get them really super contrasty, but you could do it in your camera as well. And then that's just followed up with regular black and white photography. I might say, okay, I did some black and white high contrast. Now I'm going to do some just black and white. Now remember, in your camera, right, if you set, there's a dial, you can set it just to take black and white photos. That's only on the JPEG. The RAW, right, you should always shoot both, right? Your RAW will have all the colors. All right, so don't worry about that. I just really, guys, I wanted to make this a nice short, this video, just to let you know that it's not an incurable disease. Photographer's creativity block. It's not deadly. All you have to do is just follow my steps, right? Break away from photography for a couple of hours, do something completely different. And by the way, going to work, that's not stepping away from photography. It's something deliberate. Deliberately, you're doing something deliberately to get away from photography. Okay, like something even different. Right now, giving my dogs a bath is not something I do every day. It's something different. Right, brushing them. Right, as they think you're playing, you're trying to brush them, and it just gets your mind off of photography. Okay, but I just want you to know that when you look at all the photographs in today's video, they were all taken during my recovery period of creativity block. I just get out and take pictures, right? Because remember, you have to take photographs to not only be better, but to create your content for you, for your portfolio, to hang on your wall, to put on your social media. Okay, you have to create. And remember what I said always, every video, it doesn't matter what camera you use, even if your camera is a cell phone. Okay, guys? Look at that. By the way, it's very old. This is a Samsung Galaxy Note 4. They've come a long way. But you know what? Still works great. All right, guys, this is a wrap. Please subscribe. Please go to this red button, hit it, subscribe, email me, blackandwhitephoto@aol.com. Give me a thumbs up, comment below. I love giving you guys content almost every day or a few times a week because it's what I do. A photographer with 50 years experience, like me, it's almost your duty and responsibility to pass on information and experience. All right, guys, let's look at the photographs again. Right now, I'm going to press this button. Let's look at all the photos one more time. Okay, guys, thank you very much.